This is Part 2 Episode 154. Jiyu Qingyang's group nodded as they watched the figure slowly stand on the large stone mountain. They slowly walked out of the shadows. Looks like there will be an intense battle this time around, Jiyu Hua bitterly smiled. Fighting with an elite Bansheng was quite a crazy thing to do from their point of view. Although the elite Bansheng in front of them was merely an energy body, it still possessed the fighting knowledge and those skills from when it was alive. They might have the advantage of numbers, but it was really difficult to say just who would end up winning. Creak. Ji Yuxing's large fist was slowly clenched. A creak sound continued to be emitted. At this moment, his somewhat simple and honest face was covered with a seriousness. A powerful, but calm majestic aura surged out of his body. Everyone should be careful, the opponent this time around is not ordinary. Jiyu Qingyang softly sighed. Intruders, all of you should be aware of the consequences the moment you step into this place. That figure looked down from the top of the mountain, and looked over Xiao Yan's group. His faint voice appeared like muffled thunder that rumbled beside their ears. Xiao Yan's group frowned. They looked at the human figure holding a large scimitar. This person was wearing a dark red robe. His expression was cold and indifferent. There were a couple of scars on his face. He vaguely gave off an extremely powerful, fierce, evil aura. The fierceness and evilness mixed with each other. It was just like a fierce lion that had been bathed in blood, causing one to tremble with fear. Moreover, the thing that caused Xiao Yang's group's heart to sink was that the eyes of this figure were not hollow like the other energy bodies. Clearly, this energy figure possessed a great intelligence. A Bansheng without any intelligence was not frightening. The frightening one was a Bansheng with intelligence and battle experience. Bang! The feet of that figure stepped on the rock mountain as a frightening force erupted. Immediately, Xiao Yang's group saw numerous 10-foot large crack lines spread like numerous poisonous snakes. They spread all the way down from the mountain top. In the blink of an eye, this stone mountain became shaky. Large rocks fell from the stone mountain one after another. That figure appeared a short distance in front of Xiao Yang in a ghost-like manner. His right hand held his scimitar, as his eyes coldly watched Xiao Yang's group. The corner of his mouth slowly lifted with a bloodthirstiness. It has been many years since I have tasted human blood. I have almost forgotten what it tasted like. That figure gently twisted his neck and muttered to himself, "It seems that I should introduce myself before I attack, right? My name. It seems that I have not mentioned it in a long time. Although I sensed some human auras intrude in the past, they went and hid when they sensed me. Therefore, this is the first time that I have met humans with flesh and blood. My name, it seems to be Saint Xuedao, right? Have you heard of it?" The corner of Xiao Yang group's mouths involuntarily twitched as they looked at the dark red figure, who had lifted his head and threw his eyes at them. This person had been dead for hundreds or thousands of years. Who knew what he was called? Looks like I have been forgotten. This kind of feeling is really unpleasant. I should finish all of you quickly. My bloody blade doesn't seem to be able to endure any longer. That fellow called Saint Xuedao shook his head somewhat disappointedly when he saw their reactions. His foot immediately shook in an unnoticeable manner. Be careful. Xiao Yang's expression suddenly changed when the foot of that Saint Xuedao shook. He waved his sleeve and a wind gushed out of it before violently smashing into Ji Yuzhen's body. The powerful force sent Ji Yuzhen flying. Kai! A bloody glow appeared from the space where Ji Yuzhen was earlier with lightning-like speed just after he had been flung backwards. A deep gully formed on the ground. Huh! A surprised voice was emitted from the empty space after its attack missed. Xiao Yang sensed a gaze pausing on his body, causing the hairs all over it to stand. What terrifying speed this person has. Is this the difference between an elite Bansheng and a Do Zun? A cold sweat dripped down from Xiao Yang's forehead. His feet swiftly withdrew. After which, he, Zun Jiyu Qingyang, and the rest gathered together. If Xiao Yang's strength had not increased during this 1 year in the heavenly tomb, he would not have been able to discover the attack by Saint Xuedao earlier. This fellow is indeed difficult to deal with, Ji also quickly got up from the ground. He dusted off the soil on his body before speaking with a frown. You should be a little gentler next time. In that case, I will allow you to be hacked into two by him, Xiao Yan replied without turning his head. After which, he turned to Ji Qingyang and Zun. If anyone were to mention levels in this place, these two were likely the strongest. Their 9th star strengths allowed them to overlook many elite Dozuns. Shall we attack? Ji Qingyang and Zun nodded. They exchanged glances, and their bodies rushed out at almost the same time. Their hands hurriedly formed many seals as they cried out at the same time, overturning land seal. 2 bright energy light seals were swiftly formed in both of their hands. After which, they ruthlessly shot toward Saint Xuedao. Small tricks. Saint Xuedao smiled in disdain when he saw the 2 energy light seals shooting over. The scimitar in his hand slashed through air, and 2 large blade glows tore through the space and broke the 2 energy light seals. The remnant blade force rushed toward the 2 who had attacked. However, they hurriedly dodged the attacks. Bang! After forcing Zun and Ji Qingyang back, the ground where Saint Xuedao was standing on suddenly began to sink. An enormous lava pillar violently spluttered out along with a frightening strength. HMPH. Saint Xuedao let out a cold snort when faced with the enormous lava pillar. His feet violently stomped on the ground. The enormous lava pillar had crumbled under his foot. Hot lava spread in all directions and melted the surrounding large rocks. Flame-splitting tsunami. A figure swiftly appeared behind Saint Xuedao as an enormous blade glow smashed down in an unceremonious manner. Clang! The scimitar in Saint Xuedao's hand swiftly danced and formed bloody blade after images behind him, dealing with the ferocious ruler glow from behind. After which, the after images quickly rotated. They not only easily tore through the ruler glow, but they also cut at Xiao Yan without its strength being diminished. Clang! The heavy ruler slammed into the blood-colored blade after images. The powerful force contained in the attack shook Xiao Yan's body back by over a dozen steps before he stabilized himself. What a stupid saint! Do you really think that you are a true Do Sheng? Your skin is really a little thick. Saint Xuedao did not have the time to give chase after forcing Xiao Yan back when Ji Hua, Ji Xing, and Ji Zhen quickly charged at him. They unleashed powerful Do skills and mercilessly struck at Saint Xuedao. Ant-like existences dare to challenge the prestige of a saint. Saint Xuedao coldly laughed when he was surrounded and attacked Ji Hua's trio. He clenched his left hand before suddenly striking it forward. 3 blood lights turned into 3 fierce tigers with lightning-like speed. They emitted roars and collided with the 3. Grug! After being firmly struck by Saint Xuedao, the 3 of them spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. Their bodies were forced to withdraw. The 3 of them quickly took out an energy core and hurriedly absorbed it while they swiftly pulled back. Attack together! Ji Qingyang cried out in a deep voice. He immediately flashed and rushed forward. Soon after, Zun Ji Zhen, and the rest once again attacked. The Do Qi in their bodies erupted to their limits. A whistling force cut 1 meter of soil off the ground. The many attacks that erupted in an instant caught Saint Xuedao off guard. Soon after, he swiftly stabilized himself. The scimitar danced in his hand in an airtight manner. Not only did it block all of the attacks by Ji Qingyang's group, it would also occasionally shoot out a sharp blade glow which caused the few of them to be sent into a flurry. An elite Ban Xing was indeed extraordinary. Blood blade chaotic wind tear. After initially being caught off guard when faced with the combined attacks of Ji Qingyang's group, Saint Xuedao once again unleashed his sharp attacks. His foot stomped on the ground, and his body suddenly began to rotate. It appeared like a blood-red tornado. The surrounding space also collapsed into a black hole in an instant. Bang bang. Sharp blade aura shot out from within the tornado in a lightning-like manner. It directly shook Ji Qingyang's group until they flew backwards. Their bodies heavily smashed onto the surrounding large rocks. That frightening force caused even the large stone to be turned into dust. It is your turn. Saint Xuedao turned his eyes to Xiao Yang by the side, who was preparing to find an opportunity to attack, after forcing back Jiyu Qingyang's group. He let out a cold smile as he strode forward and rushed to Xiao Yang. The speed of Saint Xuedao was extremely fast and fierce. In the blink of an eye, he had already appeared in front of Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang's face changed a little at this moment, as his heart suddenly let out a deep cry. Skyfire 3 Mysterious Change. First change. Second change. Third change. After this cry sounded within his heart, the dou qi within Xiao Yang's body suddenly became wild and violent. Moreover, the itchy feeling between his brows had appeared again. At this moment, he wasn't able to pay much attention to it. The great heaven creation palm was already rapidly brewing in his palm. Kai. The scimitar cut through empty air. However, it suddenly stopped above Xiao Yang's head at this instant. Saint Xuedao's eyes was staring intently at his brows. A frightened expression surged into his eyes a moment later. Xiao clan's clan tattoo. You are actually a member of the Xiao clan. You are a member of the Xiao clan. The scimitar that contained a dense bloody scent suddenly came to a stop half a foot above Xiao Yang's head. Saint Xuedao's eyes were frightened as he stared at Xiao Yang's forehead. His voice actually contained some fear. The great heaven creation palm, which was swiftly gathering in Xiao Yang's palm, also paused because of the strange actions of Saint Xuedao. Xiao Yang frowned, and his toes pressed on the ground as his body swiftly withdrew. He demanded, "How do you know?" Saint Xuedao's eyes stared intently at Xiao Yang's brows. The partially visible clan tattoo that had surfaced at that spot earlier had completely vanished. However, his heart clearly understood that this clan tattoo was definitely familiar to him, because this clan tattoo appeared as frightening as the devil in his distant memory. Didn't all the members of the Xiao clan die? Saint Xuedao muttered. His eyes involuntarily swept to the deepest part of the heavenly tomb when he uttered these words. A deep fear flashed across his eyes. What happened? Jiyu Qingyang, Zun and the rest also rushed to Xiao Yang's side at this moment. They looked at Saint Xuedao, who had suddenly stopped attacking, as they asked with soft voices full of doubt. I'm not certain. Xiao Yang shook his head, but he did not abandon the caution in his heart. The strength of an elite Bansheng was too powerful. Even with many of them joining hands, it would still be extremely difficult to deal with him. If they were careless, it was even possible for their entire group to die here. Jiyu Qingyang also frowned when he heard this. This Saint Xuedao might only be an energy body, but it still possessed an intelligence and memories from when it was alive. Just what had caused him to feel such fear? This little fellow is actually a member of that Xiao clan. Given the incredible abilities of that person, he has definitely sensed him entering. If I kill him, I will have difficulty escaping that person's murderous desire in the future. Saint Xuedao's eyes rapidly flickered. A moment later, the bloody aura that spread over his body was slowly withdrawn. His hand was swung and the scimitar disappeared. He glanced at Xiao Yang and ordered him somewhat unwillingly, "Go. Consider yourself lucky this time around." Xiao Yang's group was stunned to hear his words. They exchanged glances with each other. They did not understand why this fellow had suddenly changed his mind. Walk west from here. This narrow path is where many experts gather. You should be able to avoid most of them if you walk to the west, and you will then reach your destination. Saint Xuedao spoke somewhat impatiently when he saw everyone's flabbergasted expressions. Thank you very much, Elder. Xiao Yang exchanged glances with Jiyu Qingyang and the rest. After which, he hurriedly cupped his hands respectfully to Saint Xuedao. Subsequently, they slowly stepped back. The dou qi in their bodies remained in a state where it could erupt at any time. Only after having withdrawn by over 100 meters, and seeing that Saint Xuedao did not do anything, they sighed in relief within their hearts. They quickly turned around and rushed deeper. Saint Xuedao watched Xiao Yang's group as they left quickly. Only then did he curl his mouth. His eyes wandered to the deepest part of the heavenly tomb as he muttered to himself, HMPH, you owe me a favor this time around. You should at least let me off when you come and clear up the place in the future, right? That fellow, he is really strange. Earlier, he was filled with a desire to kill, but then he suddenly turned into a nice person in the blink of an eye. The energy fog spread over the land. A couple of figures shuttled by. Hua glanced behind him before speaking with a frown. He seems to have been able to identify that I am a member of the Xiao clan. Xiao Yan's eyes were cautiously sweeping around him as he randomly replied. Each time your aura soars, the clan tattoo of the Xiao clan appears on your forehead. He is a former top expert. How can he not recognize it? Qingyang smiled and replied. What? Xiao Yang's body paused when he heard this. He turned his head with a surprised face and asked, what clan tattoo do I have? Don't you know? Qingyang's group were also surprised when they saw that Xiao Yang appeared even more at a loss compared to them. Qingyang said, this clan tattoo seems to only be able to appear temporarily. It disappears pretty quickly. Reasonably speaking, you should not even possess a clan tattoo. A clan tattoo relies on the strength of the bloodline to be activated. However, the strength of the Xiao clan's bloodline has been completely exhausted. Xiao Yang frowned. How could he understand it himself? His forehead had a flame imprint on it, and this flame mark had gradually paled after he successfully swallowed the bone-chilling flame. As for that whatever clan tattoo, he had definitely never seen it before. When my aura is soaring, I am using the Skyfire 3 mysterious change. However, what has that got to do with the clan tattoo of my Xiao clan? Numerous mysteries flashed through Xiao Yang's mind, but he did not find the slightest answer. This caused his frown to tighten. That Saint Xuedao from earlier is not afraid of the Xiao clan tattoo. This thing does not possess even the slightest strength. A thought flew through Xiao Yang's heart. The reason that he had let us off is likely due to something else. Moreover, this thing should be related to the clan tattoo of the Xiao clan. However, just what was related to the Xiao clan tattoo in the heavenly tomb that could deter Saint Xuedao, who possessed the strength of a bansheng? It's Xiao Xian. Zun by the side suddenly came to an answer. Xiao Yang was still fine when these words were uttered. However, a chilled aura seeped from under the feet of Qingyang's group. Xiao Xian had already died for so many years. How could he still terrify this Saint Xuedao? The heavenly tomb is extremely mysterious. Since an elite bansheng like Saint Xuedao can survive through any means and possess his spirit from when he was alive, could elder Xiao Xian, who reached the peak of the Dosheng class, also rely on this method to survive? Zun slowly explained her reasoning. Qingyang's group was speechless. Their eyes immediately turned to Xiao Yang. Although Xiao Yang's expression remained calm, they could still sense that his heart was fluctuating intensely at this moment. Let's go. All of these mysteries will be solved when we reach our destination. Xiao Yang softly replied. The speed of their bodies suddenly increased. He transformed into a blurry black line that charged into the faint energy fog. Zun and the others exchanged gazes behind him before quickly following. During the subsequent journey, Xiao Yang's group followed the path that Saint Xuedao had pointed out to them. The energy bodies they were sensing had become much stronger. There were some who were even stronger than Saint Xuedao. However, it was fortunate that Xiao Yang's group had avoided the scanning of these experts by following the gaps between the energy bodies' territories. Thus, they were not hindered along the way. We should have truly entered the deepest region of the heavenly tomb. Xiao Yang's group relied on the chaotic rocky terrain to hide themselves. They rested for a moment before Qingyang looked at the deepest darkest part and voiced his thoughts. It is indeed worthy of being the most dangerous place. The surrounding energy bodies appear to be too frightening. Even the 9-star energy bodies can only be a guard. Hua bitterly laughed. Being in a place where numerous experts were located, they finally discovered just how weak they were. They were existences that many young clan members of the Gu clan looked up to in the Gu realm. Here, however, They seemed to be ant-like existences. They needed to be careful even when they spoke. The others could only helplessly smile when they heard his words. This place was not a place that they should have come to. Being able to reach this far had already exceeded their expectations. Based on our speed, we should reach the tomb of Xiao Yan, that is recorded in the ancient books very soon. Zuna looked at Xiao Yan and softly informed him. This path is still quite smooth. It looks like that Saint Xuedao has given us a lot of help. However, this place is indeed too dangerous. We should get moving soon. Xiao Yan nodded and immediately urged. I. The others agreed with these words. They hurriedly stood up. When they had just got up and prepared to once again hurry on their journey. However, a slight rushing wind sound had suddenly appeared in front of them. Immediately, two black figures slowly landed on a large rock. They overlooked everyone from above. Their eyes contained a mockery, like a cat playing with a mouse. Xiao Yang, your speed is really a little too slow. The expressions of Xiao Yang's group suddenly changed when they heard this dangerous laughter. They suddenly raised their heads and looked at the two figures in the distance. Their faces sank a little. Hun Ya, Hun Li. He, I wondered who it was. It is actually you two homeless dogs, who had fled before. Why do you have the courage to appear now? Ji Hua unceremoniously ridiculed the two figures when he saw them. The gloomy-faced Xiao Yan quietly gave a hand signal when Ji Hua uttered these words. The Hun Ya duo had been hiding from them. Given their strength, where would they get the guts to openly appear in front of Xiao Yang's group? Anything out of the ordinary definitely meant that something was wrong. Since these two had dared to appear, it was likely that they had something to rely on. Relax, the ones who will be homeless strays this time around will definitely be you. Hun Ya strangely smiled in the face of Ji Hua's ridicule, and then Hun Li and him slowly withdrew. When they withdrew, two grey-clothed sinister-looking old fellows quietly appeared in front of them in a ghost-like manner. Do Xing. An indescribable feeling of danger immediately rose within their hearts when they saw these two grey-clothed old men appear. This video will end here.